All right, so now the uppercase G. I like to do mine kind of a mixture of a lowercase g, because I really like the downstroke, the descender that comes down. All right, so go ahead and start on the left. You're going to come up and across, and then down, back down to the left, and loop in. So normally you would like come in and do something fancy here, but instead of doing that, I'm going to bring it back down like a lowercase g would, so I can use that descender to kind of make it a little bit fancier. And I like to really loop mine a couple different times, okay? So this is what my G would look like. So let's go over it one more time. So start here, go up to the right, back up to the left, down, then you're going to stop as you curve to the right, or curve up, and then you're going to come with your downstroke down, back to the left, up, down, and then kind of end it that way. And this stroke could go into another letter if you wanted it to. Okay, so then go ahead and go back and thicken your downstroke. So remember, cross stroke, up, down, up, down. This one goes up, this one comes down. This one comes up, this one comes across, but a little bit down, so I'll thicken it just a tiny bit, okay? All right, so go ahead and color in the downstrokes. And you can make your descender, this part down here, as small or simple as you'd like if you want to play around with it. It depends on the space I have with my design, what I'll do with the uppercase G, or even the lowercase g. My lowercase g would look very similar to this as well, but it kind of depends on the space that you have available. All right, so now that we have those colored in, we're gonna add, or I'm gonna go ahead and take my brush, or you can take your Q-tip, and I'm just gonna kind of blend the chalk a little bit and kind of have like an area that there's not as much chalk on there. This kind of just gives it that three-dimensional look. It's kind of like you're just making highlights on it. And then you can go back. Don't forget to get sharper chalk if you need to, and kind of clean up the outlines. All right, and then for the shadow on this one, I'm going to show you how to use your eraser to kind of have that dramatic contrast with the shadow. So before I showed you how to use a Q-tip and use water, which will work great on some chalkboards, others don't. So I'm going to use my eraser here, and I'm going to stay on the left side and the top of all of the strokes to bring out the chalk from the pores, which will give me that dramatic shadow look. And then you just be careful because you might have to go back and kind of fix a few areas if you erase too close to the chalk. So remember, when you're doing your shadow line, you always want to stay on the same side. So whether it's the left or the right, top or bottom, you're just going to follow every stroke that you made and follow that rule. So if the line moves, and so do you. And there's nothing special about this eraser really, so you could use an eraser from pretty much any pencil. This one is very soft, eraser, so it's not, some of the pink erasers on pencils can be kind of hard, but just play around with it and find one that works for you and whatever chalkboard surface you're using. Okay, then if you wanted to, you can come back and kind of blend in your shadow if you want it to kind of blend with the chalkboard that you already, or the chalkboard surface, and then blow that off. So, all right, there is your uppercase G.